Hello everyone, welcome to day 558 of Wild Writing in Time of Corona, where I'm doing something very different and something that unusually I feel I almost need to apologise for before I start. So there's a poetic form that I'm very fond of called the villanelle, which has a very rigid pattern. And today I'm trying to do what is a parody of that. There's a very famous American poet, contemporary American poet called Billy Collins, who has contrived something called a Paradelle, which for lovers of crosswords and quizzes is probably ideal. Because I'm just going to show you now how much it took to create this. So that is all of that. 2 pages to create a tiny, very silly little poem. And I do tell you from the start it is rather ridiculous. So the Paradelle has four verses or stanzas. It has 6 lines per stanza. And the first, second and third stanzas have the first and second line are the same and the third and the fourth line are the same. And lines let me get this muddled up. Okay. And lines 5 and 6 of each stanza are the words from lines 1 and 2 and no other words. And then the fourth verse, just to add to this ridiculousness, is all of the words from lines 5 and 6 from every verse. So it is like a crossword puzzle. At one point, I had to write all of the words down that I'd used like that to try and make sure that I'd used them all. And so it's very, very, very challenging and very ridiculous. So this is my Paradelle, which is about very little, but does follow the rules. So I hope you will bear with me. And as I say, apologies for ridiculousness, but as poets like Billy Collins and Spike Milligan and Edward Lear have always maintained so successfully, there's nothing wrong with a bit of nonsense. Right, so here we go. Come here to me, and so the echo sung, and so the echo sung. Hear the echo sung, and so came to me. Bring all your desires, hopes for all that yet may be, hopes for all that yet may be, all desires that yet bring all hopes for your maybe. Look now at the great world below, look now at the great world below, where once you wandered like a child, where once you wandered like a child. Look at the great world wandered, once below where you were a child. One echo sung, come to me, where below the child wandered. Desires, hopes, like the great may be, and yet all our world for now. For a look at that, so bring you here all. Well, I think I have never worked quite so hard on a piece of nonsense in my life. But there we are. So a very strange and very quite ridiculous poetic form, the Paradelle for you. I hope you've enjoyed it, and I will be back in a few days with a more conventional workshop. Until then, you take care. Goodbye.